The ants know a brutal war is coming, and they are preparing for it. Unlike other ants these ants have developed top-secret chemical weapons. They are planning the total annihilation of their enemy. The bitter wars go on forever. In the end, death conquers them all. A happily married couple enjoys vacation on a beautiful day in a remote forest. While the couple happily enjoys the beautiful scenery and delicious food that they bought, the wife suddenly feels the baby kicking. Her husband rushes to pack up things and take her to the hospital. Due to their excitement, the couple forgot their picnic basket and left the blanket. Elsewhere, the insects in the forest continue to live their peaceful lives. Under one of the leaves, 3 little eggs hatch into ladybugs. Then, they suddenly fall to the ground. The father and mother ladybugs fly to their babies. The parents train their babies to fly in the air. It takes a while for the baby ladybugs to learn how to fly. One baby ladybug flies up, descends, and hits the rock. But soon, the babies pick up the skills from their parents and can fly fluently. The family flies all over the forest. One of the baby ladybugs suddenly overhears uncontrollable laughter in the bushes and strays away from her parents. The baby ladybugs stray away further and further into the forest, following a little fly, which bursts out in uncontrollable laughter. The fly and the baby ladybugs make a stop on the stump. The baby ladybugs try to talk to the fly. Suddenly, 4 adult flies appear out of nowhere. Baby ladybugs are surrounded and frightened. The baby ladybug attempts an escape from her aggressor, but the fly gang refuses to give up their pursuit of their victim. While escaping with her full strength, the baby ladybug hits a rock and falls into a crack. One wing falls off. The fly circled around briefly, but soon flew away. When the ladybug regains her consciousness, she attempts to fly, but fails with just one wing. The rain started pouring hard later that evening. The ladybug climbs out of the rock cracks and calls for help, but no help is coming. Desperate and lonely, the bug searches for shelter from an unforgiving rain. Finally, if there's a sugar box left by the couple, it spends the night there. The next morning, a loud buzzing sound wakes up the ladybug. To her surprise, countless insects scattered around the leftover food from the human couple. The flies take the chips. The bedbugs fight over the pretzels and a box of matches. Later, they decide to leave the matches and run for other food. Elsewhere, a swarm of ants pass nearby. The blackened boss smells sugar and heads for the box. The ladybug then climbs inside the box without the ants knowing. The ants taste the sugar in the box and go into complete ecstasy. The ant dances gleefully and signals his ant companion to come to get the sugar. The other ants do just that. They pick up the box and carry it toward their anthill. The ladybug tags along on a long journey by accident. The sugar cubes strike the ladybug when the ants tilt the box. She tries to hang on to the box, but she falls out when the ants throw the box off the rock. While the ants try to pick up the scattered sugar, they try to help the ladybug. Out of nowhere, a lizard spots the bugs, jumps on top of the rock and makes a predatory battle cry. The ants go into panic mode and seek shelter behind pieces of sugar. The lizard moves closer to munch on the leader of the ants. Ladybug regains consciousness. She bravely climbs on top of the box and makes a buzzing sound to scare the lizard away. Then it is safe. The ants gather around the ladybug and show their appreciation to their savior. The ladybug informs the ants that she has lost her wing. The ants offer to take her to their anthill. Once the convoy reaches a high rock, the leader of the ants sends a signal to the ant colony that they have arrived with sugar cargo. Elsewhere, a swarm of villainous red ants spots the sugar box from afar. Then, they block the black ants from going any further. The leader of the black ants asks his fellow ants to stop. The leader of the black ants brings one sugar cube and offers it to the red ants to keep peace. Then, he goes back to the box and orders his team to take away the box. The red ants are furious that they did not get all the sugar. So, they chase after the black ants. The black ants reach a rock cliff. Then, they climb up on top of the box and push it down. The box rockets down the slope. The red ants find a discarded soda can. They climb inside and descend down the slope too. Both the box and kin of the ants descend, race toward the bottom of the mountain river, and move downstream. The red ants relentlessly pursue the black ants, despite the ravaging rapids. The ladybug falls out of the box into the rapid river due to the fall. A pike spots the ladybug and tries to eat her. The rapid stream swiftly pushes the ladybug downstream. While chasing, the pike hits a rock, but it does not give up the pursuit. The black ants decide to help the ladybug by grab a hold of each other to form a ladder. Then, they pull the ladybug off the river. Ahead of them, there is a massive waterfall. The insects quickly find shelter inside the box while a pike and a can of red ants follow right behind them. After the plunge, the pike gets stuck at the bottom of the river, but the red ants manage to float it up. The black ants and the ladybug retrieve sugar cubes from the box and continue their journey on foot to the anthill. On their way, the ladybug hears a buzzing sound. She notices her family nearby. The ladybug tries to fly up to follow her family, but she cannot because of her broken wing. Then, she hurries after the ants. The next day, the red ants catch up with the black ants. Then, the black ants rush across the road toward an approaching car. The leader of the red ants orders an attack, but his army refuses to move and stays where they are, trembling and scattered. The black ants manage to stay safe from the car running over them. So, they make it to the anthill. The ladybug follows the black ants inside the anthill too. Each worker brings his harvest to the queen. If she likes the gift, she will give one egg. When the queen tastes the sugar, she goes into hyperdrive mode and lays a lot of eggs. Elsewhere, the leader of the red ants follows the black ants, and now it knows the location of the black ant hill. Motivated by rage, he rushes back and tells his queen. She orders the red ants to wage war on the black ants. The red ants move their army with weapons, chestnuts, stones, slingshots, and even bug spray. Night falls, the black ants colony and the ladybug sleep in peace, unaware of the danger to come. The ladybug dreams of living life with her family. The ladybug wakes up from missing her family and goes to the top of the anthill. She discovers that her second set of wings has begun to grow back. She knows that she will be able to fly again very soon. The black ants defend themselves by dropping cotton swabs, tablets, and salt on their enemies. But the red ant projectiles create much more damage. The black ant queen sends the leader and ladybug to the ant scientist. Hoping to turn the table, the ant scientist digs into his stash and hands a box of matches and firecrackers to the team. The black ants place firecrackers for a counterattack. But the red ants also prepare a pine cone to use as a new weapon to siege the anthill's entrance. The leader of the black ants opens the matchbox. To his surprise, there's only one match left. The leader studies the instructions on the matchbox and lights the match with much nervousness. After the firecracker is lit, it shoots out into the battlefield, killing many red ants with an explosion. But the only match goes out. The red ants counterattack ferociously. The ladybug recalls seeing a box of matches a few days ago. She remembers she saw a box of matches forgotten by the human couples. Then she tells the ants about it and she flies down to get the matches. But she needs help to start her flight. The black ants make a paper airplane for the ladybug. Soon the ladybug can fly on her own. The black ants watch and pray for the ladybug's speedy and safe return. The ladybug flies to the matchbox without much difficulty. She is almost fully recovered. The ladybug cannot lift the matchbox because of its heavy weight. A spider walks by and easily carries the box to his home. The ladybug follows right behind him. This spider lives in an abandoned tube in a toy castle. The ladybug sneaks into the spider's house. The spider needs the matches to build his web. Before the ladybug can do anything, she is grabbed unexpectedly by a toad, watching from behind the window. The ladybug struggles with all her might, but the toad continues to pull. The castle tumbles down, falls, and kills the frog. The ladybug passes out and dreams about her family again. When she regains her consciousness, the spider shows her his appreciation for killing the toad. He feeds the ladybug and hands her the box of matches with gratitude. The ladybug flies away with the matches to assist her friends. On her way back, the ladybugs encounter a gang of flies harassing another ladybug. The ladybug immediately drops the matchbox and rushes to help another distressed insect. The ladybug draws attention to herself and lures the flies toward the highway. A car passes by, the ladybug flies toward it. He dives at the last minute to avoid a collision. On the other hand, the flies crash right into the headlight and fall into the ground. The ladybug returns to the bug that has been harassed by the flies. The ladybug promised to return to him soon. The ladybug grabs the matches and returns to the dilapidated anthill. The black ants are on their last legs. The ladybug delivers the matches to the top of the anthill. The black ants leader says thanks to her. Then, the black ants light up the matches and set off firecrackers. Firecrackers fly everywhere. Then it falls to the ground and explodes. Their explosion ignites the tank of bug spray. The red ants are forced to flee and give up the battlefield. The red ants are defeated. But fire breaks out around the hill. The black ants and ladybug hide in the main hall. Out of nowhere, a plane flies over the anthill and floods the fire with foam. The fire goes out. The surviving ants and ladybug get out of the rubble. Sometimes later, the ladybug is now fully grown and returns to her friend, whom she saved from the flies. They have 5 babies together. Now they are teaching their babies how to fly. The family flies over the meadow and enjoys the peace. The black ants rebuild their anthill. But the ladybug never forgets her ant friend. They often meet and enjoy the sunset together. Thank you for watching. It takes us 20 hours to make this video. Please take a minute and click subscribe button. Also, we recently released an animation recap on the Guardian of the Moon. Check it out if you are interested.